I've got a sore throat. Would you stop playing the guitar? The real reason why Jane's addiction melted down on stage, revealed. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. Oh aye, we're here. We are here. But not only before we get into the real reason, Perry Farrell's wife is actually breaks her silence. Breaks her silence. Breaks her silence. Why the Jane's Addiction singer punch guitarist Dave Navarro on stage. Let's just go into this because the front man, apparently, he was upset by being drowned out by his bandmates playing too loudly. Farrell's wife, Etty Lou, took to Instagram to share her husband's side of the story after he was slammed for body checking and punching guitarist Dave Navarro on stage. Rather than speculating, I want to first post an account, first person account of what happened on stage, she wrote. Lou said Farrell had been struggling with tinnitus and a sore throat every night, and that has affected his voice, and that he felt the stage volume had been extremely loud and his voice was being drowned out by the band. Lou said that there had been tension and animosity between the band members, but felt this was not always a bad thing, as it was also the magic that made the band so dynamic. But on Friday night, Lou said her husband reached breaking point after he was heckled by fans who couldn't hear him. When the audience in the first row started complaining, up to Perry cussing at him that the band was playing too loud and that they couldn't hear him, Perry lost it. Said Lou, a former original member of the Pussycat Dolls when it was a dance troupe. He wasn't singing, he was just screaming just to be heard. Attendees said Farrell appeared to be heavily intoxicated at the Friday night show, while others claim it was far from unusual for the frontman who was known to down bottles of wine on stage. Fans said tensions began rising during the band's rendition of Mountain Song, and by the time it got to Ocean Size, 3 songs later, Farrell was seething. The band started the song Ocean before Perry was ready and did the count off. Lowell said the stage volume was so loud at that point that Perry couldn't hear the pass, the boom, and the vibration of the instruments. By the end of the song, he wasn't singing, he was just screaming just to be heard. Right. Maybe his band members, right, did play too loud. Oh, God forbid, his wee band members played too loud, right, and he couldn't properly get invested into the song, right, and he couldn't let himself be heard. But is that any justification, right, to turn around and start attacking his fellow band members? Of course it's not. You know, this just sounds like a guy, as they've put it, a guy that is heavily intoxicated, who's lost the plot and had enough and started punching one of the bandmates. Honestly, this is just degenerate behaviour. This is what you get with these bands, man. And like, you know, Dave Navarro here, he was in Sons of Anarchy. I like the guy, right? But see, most of these people, man, they're on drugs. And I'm not saying if you get tattoos, it automatically makes you a bad person, but normally they're tattooed out. They're on drugs, they're on drink, and you know this just seems to be the norm. And to me, it's just absolutely baffling that this has actually happened, and it's mental. Well, this band, you know, apparently it's been years since they got together. Well, we'll have to see. But Jane's Addiction has actually issued an apology. Now it was they were due to play in Bridgeport, Connecticut on Sunday, but well, it's been pulled. This is what they said. We want to extend a heartfelt apology to our fans for the offence unfolded last night. As a result, we will be cancelling tomorrow's night show in Bridgeport. They insisted the fans would be reimbursed, so that's good. The 65-year-old rocker was then restrained by staff and taken off stage. I mean, you got a 65-year-old trying to punch a 57-year-old. It's just a bunch of old men fighting on stage, man. It's just a bit pathetic. Jane's Addiction formed in Los Angeles in 1985. They've reunited after more than a decade and are due to play a string of dates in the coming months, but it's obviously not went according to plan, brother. Their hits include Been Caught Stealing Strays and The Great Escape Artist. The Rockers were honoured with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2013. Now, I mean, they've apologised, but at the end of the day, well, what does this mean, man? Like, imagine you've paid your hard-earned cash, and because the guy had a sore throat. I mean, see, you know, the correct way of handling this is turning around, right? Stopping the song, and be like, guys, you're playing too loud. You know, you need to let me come in, right? Actually getting in the guy's face. You know, see how loud it is at those arenas. Like, he might not. See the guitarists and all. They don't know how loud they were being potentially with the crowd going ballistic and him screaming. To me, it's a misunderstanding. It's just turned into an absolute boxing match. It's just pathetic, to say the least.